Hello, everyone. Welcome. Okay, so I am here to talk to teachers and students today about Flipgrid. Okay, so I am a ninth grade teacher. I'm actually in my second year and I love tech. And so a lot of my teacher friends have been pushing me to do some more tech tutorials and just kind of explaining how I use tech in the classroom. So that is what I'm here to do today. And I am super, super excited for this. My ninth graders, I feel like, are way more technologically advanced. And they have been helping me through some of this stuff, and they've been playing around with some of this stuff and kind of like teaching me as they go along. And so we've been kind of really learning and exploring with tech together. And the more that we use, the more that we learn. And I think that it has been a rich and great experience. And I'm so excited to share it with you all. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Flipgrid. So I love Flipgrid. Like, I love Flipgrid. I think it's one of the coolest things ever. It allows students to express themselves in ways that are very similar to a lot of the apps that they use when they should be paying attention to us in school, like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Flipgrid really works just like those apps. And so one of the things that's quite fascinating is a lot of students, when they first see Flipgrid, they get a little nervous and a little scared of it. But then once they start to understand the way that they kind of use things like this all the time and how it's always there, they get more comfortable with it and they start to really express themselves and show their voice, which is really what Flipgrid is all about. So I'm very excited to get into this and kind of show you guys some of the elements and features that Flipgrid has to offer. So here we go. Okay, so now that I've effectively shrunk myself down, the first pieces of Flipgrid are quite simple, and it's just simple educator sign up. It's going to ask for some basic information, nothing too big, but it's a very simple process. And then once you get logged in, and you're going to have a screen that looks like this. Okay, so it's going to have all this welcome to Flipgrid stuff. Flipgrid is awesome, and you're kind of like, whoa, okay, that's a lot. But it's I promise you, like, all the hype that it gives you, it is worth it. It is worth it. And it really is. It really is quite an easy tool to use once you get the hang of it. So to get started with Flipgrid, it's going to ask you right out the go to just create a topic, which I find fascinating because this is much different from when I started a year ago. So it asks you to just jump right in and create a topic. So I actually think that creating a topic is great, but the first thing that I usually like to do is go to the group section and create a group. I feel like this just helps me kind of like form what I want to base my group off of. So usually I'll title it just based off of my class. So like English 11, and then I might say period 1. Okay, so just to kind of separate the classes up a little bit, I like to organize my groups by classes. I think the more that I've gotten into it, the less I kind of want to separate it by classes. I feel like in some ways I really, really like it because it does build community, but I feel like we could have a broader school community by separating them. But I think that might be something that I try in the future and then kind of work through. But yeah, so once you do that, it gives you a nice little join code. Mine came out to be Harris8774. If you guys wanted to play around and kind of see this from the student perspective, go to Flipgrid, put in that join code, and go ahead and see how it feels, how it works. But students, they're able to join either through email or if they have or by username. So I typically like to use the email piece just because our school kind of gives students their own email addresses. So with email, it just kind of works and it keeps everything within the school, and we don't have anybody from the outside world kind of coming into our Flipgrid, and I kind of really like that a lot. So for this one, I'll just put at gmail.com in case any educators want to play around with this. Feel free. And then there you go. It's right there. So then from here, this part, it always, after you create like a group or a topic, it always asks you to share it. So this is my button, my go-to button, share to Google Classroom, but it also creates a QR code. So if educators wanted to display the QR code, students could just whip out their phones and then go ahead and it'll take them right to the Flipgrid topic. I usually always share it to Google Classroom. Don't really know too much about Microsoft Teams, but I know that that's a thing. You can share it to Remind. and you can post to Twitter. So it's like there's something that you can really do with that. So that's kind of fun. And once your group is all set up, you can go to the group, and then this is where you can have a little bit of fun with it. I love decorating my backgrounds. I love to put like a little Bitmoji background in here, and all you have to do for that is you just go to edit the group, and then you go down to where it asks you to drop a file or click and browse. And so once you have decorated your background, you can drop it there. I unfortunately did not create a background for this tutorial, so let's just use one of their templates that they have. I kind of think this one is fun, so let's do that. Oh, actually, I like the trees. Yeah, let's do the trees. We're going to have some trees. But if you wanted to create a custom one, you could, and I typically do for my classes, but for this purpose, I just didn't have the opportunity to do it. But let me actually also change this. I decided the name should probably be like, let's call it Welcome to the Community. Since we're a community of educators here, let's just all support one another through Flipgrid. So there it is. It's all there. And so then from there, I usually like to go into the groups and then add the topics there. To add the topic, it's super simple. It takes you to this page. It spells it all out for you. Similar to how we kind of like use other forms of social media and also Google Classroom. Like everything is pretty much spelled out for you here. You just add titles. So introduce yourself is usually a great first one. So I'm going to add that for us to kind of play around with. It says add a question to start your discussion. It gives you like 1,000 characters to play around with for this. And I usually love this. Okay, so welcome to the community. I'm so excited to have you here. Please introduce yourself. All right, so the things that I want you to conclude in your introduction is number 1. Please state your name. Very official. Tell a fun fact. I know people hate doing this, the fun fact part, but I mean, it's not my fault your facts aren't fun. No, I'm just kidding. Just make your fact even more fun. And then let's hear, what was your favorite subject in school? And then what strengths do you bring to a classroom? Notice how I like went from like, state your name, tell a fun fact, to what do you bring to my classroom? At least that's how I see it. So here is probably the part that I spend way too much time on, because as teachers, we have these little things that we spend too much time on. Don't act like you didn't spend that much time on your Bitmoji. I see you. So you can either record your very own Flipgrid video. You can upload a video that you've pre-recorded. You can add an image if you have a specific image that you want to go with, or you could be like me and play around with this. I love these. I just find my favorite GIF and I just throw it right on in there. Makes it just a little more fun, and when you open up the topic, it's just something goofy to look at. Now, I also am a big fan of, if I go, sorry, I'm going to go back for a second. If I record a video, sometimes I'll record the instructions or break down an example of what the instructions might look like through video form. But then other times, when I feel like it's not as an involved topic that needs like an introduction, I throw in just like a little fun GIF. So then, from there, we can set some of the permissions for the topic. And so if we turn those on, we can just configure some little things, just like the student email, what credentials are going to need to be able to jump into the topic. So anything that might be different from the group permissions, that's where you would put that there. So yeah. So those are those pieces. And then moderation. So if you wanted to have students submit the videos, but you didn't want anybody else to see it, not even other students, you could moderate it. So then the videos come into you. And then once you approve them, they're visible to everyone. And then you can also choose not to never approve them. and then it's just you who's able to see the videos. And then you can choose if you would like the students to give text comments to each other, if they'd like to give video comments to each other, or if you'd like to give text and video comments to one another. Either way works. I'm a very big video comment person. I think seeing another person's face respond to your video is just very, very valuable and important. You can also change the recording time to up to 10 minutes. So the students can record up to 10-minute long videos, depending on what you want. If I have something small, like a quick little update that I want them to give, I usually make it 30 seconds. And when it's a more involved presentation, I usually make it about 10 minutes. So then once you go ahead and, what did I mess up? It's because I set the custom permissions. My bad. Okay, so then go up to create the topic. And then bam, again, we see this familiar screen to where we can share it directly to Google Classroom, share it to Remind, Twitter, Microsoft Teams, QR code. So then the students can access that individual topic. So once a student is able to access the topic, they can also go in through the join code. So if they see, if you give them this join code, they can go plug that in onto Flipgrid and then go ahead and record them there. So from a student's perspective, this is what it's going to look like. So whether or not they click on the link, whether or not they use the QR code, anything like that, they are going to see it like this. All right. So then they can just choose to go ahead, join with Google or join with Microsoft, and then it's going to take them right inside once they do. All right. So once they are inside, it's going to look like this. As you can see, my GIFs right there. And then it's going to show the instructions, and then it's going to allow them to go ahead and record their responses. So that's pretty much the basics of Flipgrid and just the essential information that you would need to know to get started. So I hope you guys have fun with this. I hope you guys will respond to my topic, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please feel free to like, comment, and to subscribe below for more content. I plan on making more of these, and knowing that you guys enjoy it by hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button will just encourage me a little more. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.